aren't safe anymore. They're walking their guns through the synagogue door. No, we aren't safe anywhere when they're cutting down the faithful in their houses of prayer. Mother Emmanuel in Charleston, a Sikh temple in Oak Creek. How much blood needs to be spilled? Oh, spare me your thoughts and prayers, speech. We're not safe anymore. They're gunning us down in our grocery stores. No, we aren't safe anywhere when they're murdering our babies in their classroom chairs. Too many schools to rattle off, too many names to memorize. How much blood needs to be spilled? Oh, spare me your don't politicize. We're not safe anymore when neighbors are shooting neighbors just for knocking on their door. No, we aren't safe anywhere when too many lose their lives to stray bullets in the air. How many stories do you need? How many records should we break? How much blood needs to be spilled? Oh, spare me your mental health debate. I don't want a good guy with a gun. I don't need a good guy with a gun. If all the bad guys had were bats, then the good guys would need one. We are not safe anymore. They're walking their guns through the synagogue door. I'm Chris Matthews. Thank you so very much to the National Museum of Women in the Arts for having me. I usually like to start out with a little bit of a different song, but given the current state of affairs in this country that I call home, that felt a little bit more fitting. That song is called Safe. And that's a song off of my 2021 release, Changemakers, front to back social justice album. Not always a good idea to release one of those in the middle of a global pandemic, but I feel like it had a lot of songs on there that were pretty important, and I just didn't feel like waiting to put those songs out, and so I didn't. And as they say, all things work together for good, so it turns out that was a pretty good thing, releasing those songs when I did. This song that I'm going to play for you now, which is the title track, in 2022, this song was awarded the International Folk Music Awards Song of the Year. This is Changemakers. Sitting alone in this hotel room, TV on, tuned into the news. It's another day here in paradise. Mass shootings, deportations, wildfires. Meanwhile, Mr. Make America Great is busy tweeting his worst and spreading more hate. While some of us are so poor they can't afford shoes on their feet, while some other sweet baby starves to death in their sleep. Can you see us? We are dreamers. Can you feel us? We are believers. We are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Somewhere in 100 no-name towns are a million lives being turned upside down. You know this is the only home those kids have ever known. from wars and regimes being overthrown. Meanwhile, too many of these United States ignore the words Lady Liberty spake. Doors being kicked down in the dead of the night. No more sanctuary cities. How's that for religious right? Can you see us? We are dreamers. Can you feel us? We are believers. We are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And if there's anyone out there who questions what America at its very best will feel like now, remember 66 million united in love, steadfastly indivisible across countless cities and towns. Oh, the bluest wave crashing from shore to shore. And all those hate has no home here. Signs on all those doors. We know who we are like we know how to breathe. Won't you sing it with me? Sing it with me, please. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your teeming shores and these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your teeming shores and these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. Oh, can you see us? We are dreamers. Can you feel us? We are believers. And we are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah. Yeah. You know, the thing about social justice music I have found is that just because it's talking about something very difficult doesn't mean it has to be without hope, that it has to be without love at the center of it, because so much of what moves this great nation forward in the moments that things actually do move forward is always love. It's always love at the center of it. So yeah, I like that song because it kind of is a reminder of those things, of hope and love in its own little way. Well, I think I'm actually going to sing you some traditional love songs. Air quotes on that. I live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and as I'm sure you've heard, my now home state has got an awful lot going on. So these days, even the sweet little love songs in places like Tennessee and Arkansas and Florida and Texas, North Carolina, so many places. Even the sweet little love songs feel a little bit like protest songs these days. This one is called Oklahoma Sunset. Mid-July, Friday night, side by side, your hand in mine, just carrying on like we do. But I couldn't take my eyes off of you. She's beautiful, always. If I'm watching or not, if I do or don't say, even when the storm is rolling in, it doesn't stop her light from shining. Well, she's in Oklahoma sunset on a summer night. I'm dead in my tracks just to bask in her light. Oh, she keeps me breathless. Her glory is endless. I hope her light never fades. Well, she's how I want her end every day. When I come home from a long day, the sight of her takes it all away. Just sitting on trashes to bask in her light. Oh, she keeps me breathless. Her glory is endless. I hope her light never fades. Well, she's how I want her hand every day. The twilight, blue in the sky until the pink hits her cheeks on those red hot nights. But my favorite part is her golden heart. Well, she's an Oklahoma sunset on a summer night. Stop dead in my tracks just to bask in her light. She keeps me breathless. Her glory is endless. I hope her light never fades. She's how I want her end every day. I want her end every day this way. Such a sweet little song. Well, this is a pretty new one. This song is called Red. And I wrote this back in the fall. I was on the road quite a bit. My partner on and off stage, Heather Mae, who you probably know by now. I was just missing her terribly. She was back home in Nashville and I was on the road. And I just was so homesick. And as I was driving the New Jersey Turnpike, this song started to take shape. This is called Red. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. I've been resting my head on 100 different pillows. This old road is finally taking its toll on me. And I don't mean to be taking a toll on you. It's so cold in Massachusetts where I am. I just want to be holding your hand and in your arms, but they seem so far. I've been counting the miles and the hours like the sheep. The last time I saw you is the last time I had real sleep. And I don't mean to be taking it out on you. Sky high and southbound, now you're heading west. Can't wrap my mind around this hole in my chest. It's so hard. You're still so far. I wish that I knew how to do this much better, but broken hearts just don't mix with cold weather, baby. And I don't mean to be taking mine out on you. I'm having a hard time lately. It feels like I'm going crazy from missing your touch. I miss you so much. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but still not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. Well, I tell you, the pandemic has definitely kept me
busier than I anticipated a pandemic keeping me. I think it was interesting for some of us. The musicians, I feel like, kind of fell into one camp or the other. Either we were incredibly creative and prolific and wrote an awful lot because we had nothing but time on our hands. Or we had these really intense existential crises where we just didn't know what in the world to do with ourselves. And I was very, very glad that I fell into the first category. I had a chance to write quite a few songs during those years that we just didn't get to go on the road, which I was very, very grateful for that. In addition, of course, to getting to release Changemakers with the help of some amazing, amazing people in my corner who believed in those songs as much as I did. And even afterwards, you know, moving from DC to Nashville, I guess kind of the epilogue to the pandemic as far as how it looked at least a couple of years ago for a lot of the musicians. Getting to be down here and write songs with other people and meet so many new creatives and kind of get to stretch my wings a bit has been really lovely. This song that I want to share with you now is one that I actually wrote with an up-and-coming, amazing Black country artist named Roberta Lee. You're going to hear huge things from her this year. And this is a song that she and I wrote together called The Bigger Picture.
When my mama retired, she didn't have much of a plan. She said, I'm gonna learn to take it easy. I'm gonna find joy where I can. There's so much in this life that I don't understand. Just give me peace and quiet and something to do with my hands. Well, she found that something in a little cardboard box, 1,000 pieces before her, each one a new lesson taught. First, don't be scared to start over as many times as it takes you. The challenge lies in the patience to see it through. Day by day, minute by minute, inside out or outside in, you won't understand the whys, but the whys have their reasons. You won't see the bigger picture until you sort out all the pieces. Sometimes knowing the outcome doesn't make getting there easy. So you just lay it all out on the table. You work it out eventually. With some sorting and sifting, the patterns appear. She said slowly but surely, the rest seems clear. Day by day, minute by minute, inside out or outside in, you won't understand the whys, but the whys have their reasons. You won't see the bigger picture until you sort out all the pieces. Now she's had plenty of bright spots and more than her share of the dark. Well, she's done a little falling in love, she's done some falling apart. But she says all things work together, the big and the small, for the good in your life. And baby girl, all means all. So when a piece won't fit, at least not like you thought it should, when your way gets hard, when you feel lost in the woods, know you're a work in progress with lessons to find. You're 1,000-piece puzzle, and puzzles take time. That they do.
That they do. That one is hitting home just a little bit for me these days, for sure. Yeah. It has been an interesting journey in this old life, being the preacher's kid that I am, also being the huge lesbian that I am. My goodness, I can't wait for that book to get written. But there have been some really incredibly beautiful moments along that journey as well. To have just such a very wise woman for a mother has definitely been a blessing in and of itself. Well, it's been so nice getting to test out some of these new songs with all of you. I hope you'll go to my website and check out some of the older material. I've got 9 albums, and you can get those digitally directly from me at chrismatthews.com, and of course everywhere that you stream music. But it's been so nice to be able to test out some of these newer ones. This one is brand spanking new. Hopefully I know all the words. This is called Clumsy.
I can be clumsy, can trip and fall over my words. I don't get it right as often as I like when it comes to you. Oh, I can be clumsy, can swing hard for the fence and miss. Sometimes best laid plans slip right through my hands when it comes to you. But practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now. Practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now. 'Cause I can be clumsy, can read the room so very wrong. Oh, I can be that fool rushing in too soon when it comes to you. Oh, I can be clumsy, can lose track of the time and date. I hate missing your call, I hate dropping the ball when it comes to you. But practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now. Practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now. One foot in front of the other. When the road gets shaky, we lean on each other. If I fall, give me a chance to recover. And if I fall again, give me another. One foot in front of the other. When the road gets shaky, we lean on each other. If I fall, give me a chance to recover. And if I fall again, give me another. 'Cause practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now. Practice makes perfect. I promise you I'm worth it, so don't give up on me now.
Man, oh man. Anybody else relate to that? Goodness. Well, this is a song called Suit and Tie. And being down here in Tennessee at this time, with just so much going on, the drag ban, which of course has just been a vehicle to get bigotry pretty much permitted in the state of Tennessee in various forms. The language of that law is written so very loosely that even myself, my very dapper self, dressed the way I almost always dress when I'm performing, would in essence be at risk for breaking that law. It's just so loosely worded. Anybody that just really wanted to give me a hard time would absolutely have license to do so. And I had very strong feelings about that. Very strong feelings about it because I am a butch identified lesbian, and because I do have so much love and care for my trans siblings in this world as well. And so this is the song that kind of came out as I was beginning to see what was taking shape here in the state of Tennessee.
They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. Never felt like one or the other of those decals that assign us to a bathroom stall. They turned 18, went to court, paid the fee, chose a new name to be called. They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. I was always too big, always too tall. Loved Carolina blue, loved my He-Man shoes and playing basketball. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. He was always too soft, always too small. Loved to dance and sing and cut up fashion magazines for all his paper dolls. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all. Never felt much like the others, trapped inside the casket confines of their gender's walls. Moved to Tennessee, now she's so scared she can barely breathe from all their hateful laws. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. Yeah, I look good in a dress, but I look better in a suit and tie. Yeah. I had $1 for every boys will be boys. I would buy some way to alter this madness and quiet this noise. For the women with steel in their bones, the ones with titanium skin. I see you, I hear and believe you. May the truth win out in the end. And she could well be your daughter, your wife, your sister, your friend. May all little boys become much better men who respect and believe in women. If I could turn back time for every woman and for every girl, I would change all of their minds about the things we accept from this world. To the women whispering me too, and the ones roaring out for their friends, I see you, I hear and believe you. May the truth win out in the end. And she could well be your daughter, your wife, your sister, your friend. May all little boys become much better men who respect and believe in women. To all of you men and women with sons of your own, what and how you teach them the things you accidentally condone will shape who it is they become. The next 2 generations of men, when they see us, when they hear and believe us, the truth wins out in the end. And she could well be your daughter, your wife, your sister, your friend. May all little boys become much better men who respect and believe in women. May all little boys become much better men who respect and believe in women.
I wanted to sing that one especially for all of those women who are doing incredibly brave things, like telling their stories in the public eye in order to put abusers where they should be put. When I wrote that song, I wrote it the week that Dr. Christine Blasey Ford was testifying. Just watching her be so very brave in the face of all of those powerful, predominantly men being so very disrespectful to her. She represents so many women, so many survivors, and so many people other than women who are also survivors as well. Yeah, that one was on my heart to sing. So I hope that one reaches who it is it needs to reach. Thanks for listening to that one. That one's called For the Women with Steel in Their Bones. Well, I want to leave you all with this one. This is another newer one. I hope to release a couple of things here in the next year and a half or so, one of which will be another EP of social justice music. And this song is called Cancel Culture. You know, I play in a lot of rooms where I am one of the only, if not the only, person of color in that space. And to be in a room like that, singing the kinds of songs that I sing, you know, more often than not, someone at the end of the night kind of comes up and says some version of, oh, you're just so brave out here doing this, singing these songs. I just am so scared to talk about these things. I'm just so scared I'm going to be canceled. And just the audacity of that, of choosing to stay silent, which is in essence choosing to be complicit in the face of something that you yourself know is wrong, just because you don't want to be too uncomfortable. When there is so much in this American culture of ours that we could and should be canceling, that we should be doing better. I had many, many feelings about that. And this is the song that came out. This is called Cancel Culture. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you again to the National Museum of Women in the Arts for having me. It's been an absolute honor and pleasure. I hope you've enjoyed the music.
There's a whole lot in our culture I'd cancel if I could. Instead of banning books, I'd ban gerrymandering for good. The rich would feed the poor like the good Lord said they should. And every child, without exception, would feel loved and understood. No more whitewashing our history when the truth will set us free. No more watching corporate profits soar while people sink into poverty. No more telling kids they're flawed because you think that your God would. There's a whole lot in our culture I'd cancel if I could. There's a whole lot in our culture we should cancel right away. Instead of banning, saying gay, we should ban racist holidays. Teachers should get to teach without worrying about their pay, or if they'll have an active shooter that they'll have to keep at bay. No more kids in bulletproof backpacks. It's a school, not a war. No more pretending that machine guns are what the Second Amendment was for. No more doing nothing because it's easier most days. Yeah, there's a whole lot in our culture we should cancel right away. There's a whole lot in our culture we could cancel if we tried. Instead of banning abortions, we could trust women to decide. Every size and shape of body could be normalized, and every type of mental illness could finally be destigmatized. No more squeezing and contorting into boxes we don't fit. No more saying that we're fine when we're not, but scared to admit it. No more telling little boys it's better not to cry. And there's a whole lot in our culture we could cancel if we try. We've been marching in these streets, singing we shall overcome, praying all the world will give up all their bombs and all their guns. I just want peace of every kind for the whole world tonight to believe that Martin was right. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light.
Thank you so much. My name is Chris Matthews.